New developments in the negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. A short time ago, negotiators extended a key deadline in the months-long talks, and there is significant progress to report. Senior political reporter Scott Thuman is monitoring the talks from our Capitol Hill bureau. Scott?
Maureen, the deadline was midnight Swiss time. That's just about 15 minutes ago. But because there was what's being described as, quote, progress, both groups, the 6 major nations involved in the negotiations and Iran, decided to forego that deadline and keep working into tomorrow. The top U.S. representative at these meetings, of course, is Secretary of State John Kerry. He has been at the forefront as they've been described as tense and promising. And what's being debated right now is significantly slowing Iran's ability to possibly build nuclear weapons. In exchange, there would be a lifting or an easing of many of the sanctions that the U.S. and other international community members have imposed on Iran. The hope was to have a deal struck by now, but as you mentioned, that has not been the case. However, the White House says everyone could use a little bit of breathing room here.
It's time for Iran to make the serious commitments that they know the international community is expecting them to make to reach an agreement. And if they're not willing to make those serious commitments, then the United States will, alongside the international community, will be in a position of having to consider some other alternatives.
The other alternatives that Press Secretary Josh Earnest was talking about, there would be new, harsher sanctions that could be applied on top of ones that already exist. That's something many members of Congress here on the Hill are pushing for already, regardless of these negotiations, and many of them also saying they sure better have the final say on any deal if one is struck. The hard deadline, by the way, June 30th. Reporting live on Capitol Hill, Scott Thuman, ABC 7 News.